3 ready, 3 lefty. 3 ready.
Sorry about that, everyone. We must have tapped into an FBI feed. That was Alex Jones. We don't know where he came from. But what's going on, Keeks fans? Everybody's doing tonight. This is the We Are Los Angeles Hockey Club podcast. This is Zach.
And this is Wally.
Robert.
And this is Dave.
Coming at you. Sorry we didn't have anything for you guys last week. Unfortunate circumstances around surrounding why we couldn't do it.
I don't know. I don't know why you guys looking at me.
No, we're not looking at you. We're just looking at you. So why don't we start her all off with that terrible showing that we had in Vancouver?
Do we have to?
Yeah, I mean,
can we just skim through?
I mean, we owe it.
It was literally our worst game of the year. Nowhere to
Quite
go.
Literally.
Nowhere to go but up from there.
I mean, Quick. I don't know, man. Quick gave up another soft goal. Not soft goal, but he gave up another goal a minute and 2 into the game. I mean, he's been giving up a lot of goals really quick. Now, is that a product of the defense or is that a product of Quick?
Well, I don't know.
I think some of those goals are weak, to be honest with you.
How long have we been saying that the Martinez-Muzzin defensive pairing has not worked?
Or the Martinez and Forbert. Or whoever they want to put him with where he's on the right side is just not working. But yeah, I mean, that game was kind of just a flyover for us. I mean, Alex Iafallo had a goal. So did our captain, Anze Kopitar had another goal. He's at 19 for the season after that game. I mean, that's really all it really was for us, you know. I mean, it was just a shitty game.
Crap game and nowhere to go but up. And then we bounced back very well the next night against Calgary.
Yes, we did. I mean, what a game. Definitely had some playoff implications. It really did feel like it was a playoff game. It really did.
It's one of those games where they found a way to win. Maybe it wasn't pretty to watch and we didn't really do everything right.
But once again, 3 righties, 3 lefties.
Oh, yeah.
It's a science.
Paula Dew got into the game just because Forbert was out with an upper body injury.
Hey, take your time on that recovery, Forbert.
It's okay. You don't want to come back too early.
No, I mean, I don't think...
Don't want to pull a hammy.
Jake Muzzin got a goal in that game. So I believe after that game he was at a 7-game point streak, so good for him.
Very nice.
Ever since his injury, he's kind of been on a little bit of tear since he came back. So all the Muzzin haters out there, Jake Muzzin's figuratively telling you to suck it with his point streak.
Why is everybody looking at me? No, it's when he's with Martinez, it's always bad news. But either when he's with either Folan or like tonight when he was with Ledoux, they looked really good. So no complaints here. I mean, both of them just got the puck out of the zone all night really well, and then they just recycling.
Yeah, no, I mean, Paula Dew looked great that game. I was a little worried about him coming in just because he was coming in such an important game. Especially to be bringing him in and that kind of implications, But Tanner Pearson's goal in OT, definitely exciting. Got me rock hard.
And it just kind of it was one of those things where Doughty was just all night. That people were complaining about. Oh, he was a hothead. He let Kachuk get to him, and what happens? He gets checked in overtime. He keeps his composure. Like Will Ferrell in Old School. Let's keep our composure. And then
Snoop-a-loo.
He's really red.
He does that great head fake, and then it's just feeds Pearson, and then one time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was...
Once again, and there's the Mike Smith we all know and love, trying to play the puck.
And it ends up biting him in the ass. So, we could definitely feed off of that and kind of go into the game that we had tonight against the Stars. There was the All-Star game. Quick did not play, saying he had a nagging injury. He's placed on IR, so he's either...
I got to say something. Seth Jones missed the All-Star game, but he was allowed to play tonight. So this might be a precedent set. Apparently he was really sick and had the flu over the weekend and couldn't, but he was cleared to play today. This might bode well in Quick's favor. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's already on IR and he missed 2 games. I don't know.
Next season we just tell him have the flu.
I mean, I did see a retweet of Seth Jones' mom.
Hey, if they deny it and we have to play Kemper again Thursday, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Speaking of Darcy Kemper, he got a shutout tonight against the high flying Stars. Man, they're not a bad offensive team.
They got 4 guys with over 40 points, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
Dirty.
What,
Klingberg, Ben,
Sagan.
Sagan, and Radulov.
Yeah.
Hey, Radulov has 20 goals on the season. I mean,
It's all right. I started Kemper tonight in fantasy.
So once again, Darcy Kemper got the shutout.
Klingberg looked good tonight, though. I mean, he was moving the puck, especially on that
kid's
power play.
big, dude. I didn't realize how big that kid was.
They were smart to sign him to that
The monster.
contract. I want to say it's 4 and change for 7 years.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
One thing that kind of stuck out to me tonight that I thought was pretty amazing, and it hasn't happened in quite some time. We had 3 goals from 3 defensemen.
Yeah, and they were all on their natural sides too. Martinez right on the left,
Wally
on
was
the
chomping
right
at the
side.
bit for that one.
I was chomping.
Wally was chomping at the bit for that.
It was.
But yeah, you had Paul Ledoux in there, so we had the 3R3L going tonight.
Oh yeah.
So once again, I don't know how much the 3R3L.
Just in case you didn't get the first one.
Alex Jones coming again over the FBI feed right now.
That's
Sorry
really
about that,
weird.
guys.
He's only saying one thing.
Yeah, I know.
Really weird.
Congratulations to Paul Ledoux getting his first career goal.
Yeah, and his dad was in the stands to see it. That's got to be an amazing feeling.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure his dad was pretty rock hard after that too.
And then they had to do an interview with Patrick O'Neill right after. So
Yeah, it was
try hiding that.
It was the pleats in the pants. Anything to add to that, Robert?
Yeah, I just really liked where Ledoux was on that goal, and with the right hand, he was able to go blocker side on Bishop instead of glove side.
Yeah.
If we had Martinez the lefty pulling it glove side, does that go in?
Probably not. No. One thing I know I'm kind of backtracking with this, but one thing I noticed when we were in Calgary, we had so many opportunities point blank. Everybody was going glove side on Mike Smith though. I don't understand why, because Mike Smith has a pretty damn good glove. But yeah, like you were saying, if Martinez had been on his offside in that situation, don't think that would have been a goal. And I don't know how that game would have ended up. But yeah, Paul Ledoux's his positioning was really good on that goal. He had Muzzin covering the red point.
was good all night, in my opinion.
It is only his second game of the season, and he was kind of pushed around a little bit on some plays.
Should have been his 49th?
Something like that.
I mean, he did get kind of muscled around a little bit, I believe, against like their fourth line and stuff like that. But then again, those are fourth line bangers, banging bodies all night.
I mean, that'll come with experience, right? I mean, more games played. I mean, he'll get his gap control to me is what he lacks in the physical strength, so to speak. He'll make up for it in just his positioning.
No, he makes some really he makes some really smart plays with the puck. Where he's going into the boards and he has a forechecker coming in on him, and instead of locking up into the boards with the puck against the boards, he's actually dishing it between his leg, rolling off, and then able to dish it out to somebody else.
You see the difference on the breakouts when we're not dressing guys like McDermott and Forbert, and we have somebody like Ledoux in there who can get the puck out of the zone. Early on, there's a lot of forecheck pressure, and we're able to kind of stem the tide and get out of the zone and get going.
Yeah. I mean, on the flip side of that too, you can also say having Gravel in over Forbert. Gravel has not only does he have an extremely long stick, but the kid can just pass like nobody's business, man. He really knows how to put the puck onto people's sticks, and you can definitely tell the difference having both.
Well, not on that power play, but I won't hold that against him.
Limited
stuff there.
Limited power play for the guy, power play time for the guy, but Gravel has really been impressive to me. So is Ledoux. So, I mean...
So, like we said, take your time, Forbert.
Yeah. So, I mean, that starts to beg the question, though. I saw on Robert comment on someone's Twitter tonight, and I commented kind of back to him. Gravel really is, these past couple of games, playing all those minutes with Doughty, is really, to me, starting to make a push for that top pairing. What do you guys think about that?
I'd take him over Forbert right now. I think he gets the puck out of the zone, whereas Forbert, he's going DDD, he's messing up, trying to get it past the blue line. That Muzzin Doughty pairing is pretty elite when they're together. Yeah. But maybe you're stronger when they're apart.
Yeah.
No, we can break them apart and have Muzzin be either Folin or Ledoux at this point at that second pair, and then look, that 27-5 Martinez and Folin pair tonight was just
Lights
great.
Out.
Lights out. It was great.
They were a good shutdown pair, man. Because Martinez is known for his offense, but that guy's an excellent shot blocker. And you add the physicality of Christian Folin.
There were some sequences where it was our third pairing with them, and our fourth line was out there, and yet we would still get the puck out there out of our zone quickly, and that Dallas can get a real sustained forecheck.
Yeah.
So, you know, there we
Um,
go. But back to the Gravel on the top pair. I mean,
let me tell you something. One big difference that I noticed between Doughty and Forbert versus Doughty and Gravel. Forbert always tends to dish the puck back to Doughty to have Doughty get it up the ice. Now with Gravel, you see Doughty passing the puck over to Gravel a lot more, and Gravel able to make those passes. When Doughty would make the pass to Forbert to get it up the ice, Forbert either ice it, wouldn't get the pass intended.
Is that just him being like a tentative guy, or is it just
How could he
he's
be-
not?
How could he be tentative after this one? I mean, he played a whole season.
yeah, he
last
played
year.
all 82 games last year, like
That's
Zach
right.
alluded to, and this year he's played all the games.
At
up
this
until
point,
the
there's
last
no
two.
excuses.
So
I
That
don't
makes
think
sense.
so. I just don't think he's a very good passer. I mean, he's a good defensive defenseman, but
yeah, if he's there, if he's on our third pairing left side, we can do a lot worse.
Mhm.
He might even fit good with like a Ledoux, like who looks like he's going to be a really strong passer. Maybe not cut out for the top 4 minutes yet. Forbert definitely isn't top pairing minutes type of guy.
Christian Follin, speaking, we'll stick to defense right now, but Christian Follin, past couple of games have been getting really, really high minutes with us. I mean, I think in Calgary he had over 20 minutes. I don't know what his actual total was for tonight, but the guy is definitely getting his minutes, and he's actually playing really, really well with those minutes, I'm trying to look up his time of ice. Tio Weidenet was 19 and a half minutes. So it's
Wow.
and what's good about that though is
It's
it's
solid because he's one of those guys where if you don't notice him, he's doing his job, and he's been definitely doing his job.
but the
I was
thing
going to
is,
say I didn't notice he was out there for 19 minutes.
Yeah,
well, you know
There
what
you
though, like with me though, I do notice him, but I notice him because he's doing his job.
He's impressing
Yeah,
you.
no, he is. So I mean, right now I believe, we're kind of getting ahead of like what we want to talk about tonight. But I really believe that either Follin or Paula Duke can kind of step up into that 2 RD that we need. I personally think so. I could be wrong. But I mean,
at this point, why not? Why spend assets to get a 2 RD when we could potentially have one right now?
exactly.
I mean, we're not really losing anything. We're 2-0 when they're both in the lineup.
Yep.
So why not just
But ain't
Ride the high.
broke.
just
Don't
let that
fix it.
ride?
No, absolutely. I totally agree with that. One thing that kind of struck me as interesting today,
Strike.
struck me.
Me feel English? That's
Dude.
impossible.
Strike it.
I'm tired, bro. I worked early this morning. One thing that struck me as interesting today, I believe we were commenting on it earlier on the page. Dennis Bernstein put out a pretty interesting article today. I believe he sat down and talked with Doughty about his comments that he made over the summer and whatnot. But one thing that Doughty did say is, I don't think our defense needs any help. You can say that we do, but I don't think so. I think our defense is going to be able to get it done. And not only does that show me as a sign of a leader, I mean, there's times when he does and doesn't show me that he's a leader, but also too, I mean, Doughty has a lot of confidence in the guys that he's playing with too. So I mean, I liked it a lot.
I mean, if you're on the page regularly, these are the 6 we've been wanting to see for a long time.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We probably haven't shut up about it, but you can kind of see the good things that happen when these guys are together.
Again, everybody's looking at me.
Well, no, I mean, even like all of last season, dude, we're all
we've
calling
all
for
been-
53 and 38 playing together, dude. Like they need to be up playing together, especially when we were.
No,
losing.
just both in the lineup. We're
Yeah.
53 and 8 together.
Yeah.
And then
Look what happened. They play him with Doughty, and the kid is excelling.
Was really good.
He's quick, man.
Yeah, I didn't realize how fast he was.
He's quick for a big guy. He's a lot quicker than Forbert, so he can get back to pucks.
back to pucks, you can get the puck up, and that's what you need. You need that mobile D-man with good gap control, and he's still strong enough to where he's not going to get pushed off and punked off.
Yeah, and then also too, he had a really good open ice hit. I believe that was in the third period. Kind of laid somebody out there. Damn, I didn't expect that from him, dude. Kind of came out of nowhere just because you don't really see him going after like monster hits and stuff just because of how good of a stick he has in the gap control and whatnot. But he did have a pretty nice check and open ice. I believe that was in our defensive zone. But let's kind of transition from maybe the offense, or from the defense over to the offense. Kopitar and Brown were split up tonight, and I think that's something that could be something that's positive going forward.
It could be positive in the sense that, I mean, let's face it, it was like pretty much Kopitar was driving Brown's play and its production. But I mean, tonight it was just They separated, and we don't lose a beat. We score 3 goals.
That first line was just dominant all night.
Oh, yeah.
Follow, taking pucks. Kopitar, you couldn't push him off the puck.
No.
Toffoli should have
I mean, that goal. I mean, that goal that they had. You know, it was just basically it's all Iafallo and Kopitar finishing and being strong on the puck, and then dishing it to right to Ledoux, getting that right shot right on the right point.
Yeah.
And
that was a great play. I believe John Rosen put up a stat after the game. Kopi was a plus 24 against Ben and a plus 20 for Corsi tonight against Sagan and Radulov. They dominated that. They dominated that line. Our top line straight dominated their top line the whole entire game.
Yep,
it was visible.
It was.
It was very visible.
I mean, Jamie Benn was just getting absolutely frustrated tonight. I mean, he was kind of chomping at the bit, kind of swinging at one of ours. But you know, I think it's good for now to split up Doughty because I mean they're both. Brownie and because they're both pretty hot. You know, so when for a prime example tonight, you know, Brown was playing second line with Kempe and Pearson. And Pearson and Brownie had kind of like a little give and go, and Pearson kept driving the net, and he floated in that sauce pass.
That was a beautiful pass.
It was.
I mean, Bishop made a good save.
I know he did make a great save. I mean, that probably should have been a goal, but I mean,
like that, the creativity in it.
When Toffoli was on that line, you didn't necessarily see that kind of creativity.
Yeah, I like that top 6 tonight because Kopitar, I mean, he's one of the best passers in the league, and Toffoli's a sniper, and Brown is a better skater than Toffoli. And you put him with Kempe and Pearson, and those guys can kind of fly.
They can fly.
It's something to go with for a few games.
Iafallo kind of pushes everybody back on that top line. Yeah, no, I really liked our
doesn't
top
matter
6.
who we have on forward, as long as we have 3 out of 3. But yes,
I'm not playing
speaking of forwards, no Gabbard tonight. Honestly, it didn't look like we missed much.
According to Ellie, he is day to day.
What, torn cartilage again?
Man, I mean, we did not miss a beat tonight.
It's like, him in there. If he's gonna be in a bottom 6 role, then scratch him because we have 6 guys who are better than him in that role.
Exactly.
Right now.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if I'd put Andreoff up there. I don't. Even Gabbard's been cold for a few days, but when he first came back from injury, I'd put him over most of those guys. Our top 6, I mean, our bottom 6 tonight even didn't look that great. For some reason, we only gave the 4th line under 8 minutes, even though we're up the entire game.
I mean, there was like a sequence where Amadio kept breaking up plays in the neutral zone that I noticed it. I was like, God damn, dude! Like they could not get the puck past them. And to me, that's what you'd kind of want like a 3C for is there to kind of.
All right, speaking of 3C, let's just compromise. Call up Velarde and take 15 out Andrea.
We'll get to that. We will get to Velarde. Back to what Robert was saying, though. I kind of agree. I think Gabrick is probably a little disengaged right now just because he's been playing bottom 6. But even then at that point...
Just right now, I feel like it's the same play. It's the same excuse. He's just boring out there. Lackadaisical, don't want to be there, it seems like.
It was that, and, I mean, that Calgary game, he was getting bumped off the puck Gaudreau. Easily. Yeah, Johnny Gaudreau. And then he was like, 5'0" and
weighs 100 and nothing.
Really?
I don't mind giving him the scratch, let him get his mind right for a few games. Long term, I have to have him in over
But I would still have him in the bottom 6, though. And the reason being, especially with Jeff Carter skating, he's apparently getting closer and closer to return. When you start bringing, either like Kempe down to like 3C or something like that for now, I mean, having a third line of, Gabrick, Kempe, and I don't know, like Lewis or something. Yeah. I mean, that is.
Brzezinski, maybe.
Yeah. But having that as a third line, it makes us even more deadly. And it makes the depth a little bit better. But that's kind of jumping ahead of ourselves. But,
Speaking of jumping ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
I can't stop. I can't hold it in any longer. Elephant in the room. Gabe Velarde. 23 points in 12 games for the Kingston Frontenacs. 8 goals, 15 assists.
Yeah, once again, Alex Jones getting into a
really
feed
weird.
I don't know why.
I mean, it's like this whole year we were saying, no, there's no way in hell we're going to burn a year off his ELC, especially coming off that back injury. even though, yes, he did have the size coming out, 6'2", 200-plus pounds, he does have the size to be an NHLer, but, man, he's really forcing us to make a decision, and it's just like, it's one of those, do we bring him up and burn a year of his ELC, or do we go out and, like, spend assets to acquire a third line? I mean, who's even out there at this point? Minnesota's not going to sell Eric Stahl.
We still have this little window until Carter comes back where we could call him up, give him 8 games, and look at our hand and see what we think.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm totally down with that.
And when we're playing guys like when our third line is,
and then if we like him, then we can still keep him up and burn the year. So what?
What would he have to do in those 8 games to make us burn a year?
Pot some goals.
Maybe some goals. But it's just
even
like, look at have you seen his highlights? It is just his vision is so good.
He's elite.
And he could still, the spinorama he made, he didn't score on it, but it's just, he just has
the kid is a
hockey
passer.
sense.
The kid is a passer, man.
Yeah.
He can distribute the puck really well. I mean, he has a
He
hell
can
of a shot.
He can shoot, and he can skate the puck up too if there's no passing options.
I mean, that was the big gripe on him. That's kind of why
you
fell.
put him with flanked with Gabrick or Kempe, yeah.
What I think I would need to see out of him is just that he's bringing more than Nick Shore. And I love Nick Shore, but Nick Shore as your third line center, we're not going anywhere.
No, we're not going to beat the.
But
Anaheim,
Nick Shore as your fourth line center, that's something.
I like Nick Shore on the fourth line, but
if
you have Velarde and you give him Lewis or Gabrick or Kempe on the wing, and they start getting stuff done, and we're a 3-line team that can score.
Yeah.
You keep them
That's
up.
Scary.
Absolutely.
That would be scary. Because then, even like your fourth line, you run like Shore, Mitchell, and then let's just say Clifford or something
Play them
like that.
for like 8 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And that line will get it done, though.
3 lines, three legit scoring lines. Like,
honestly, though, like I'm just going to put this out there. Even like with Velarde in the lineup, though, don't see us getting past the likes of like Anaheim with their center depth. He is relatively good in the faceoff dot against kids. Don't know how good he's going to be against like adults and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
like Antoine Vermette. Yeah.
That's my concern with it. But no, I absolutely agree.
I have no concerns.
The kid is
3 righties, 3 lefties. That's it. That's all we need.
I agree with that, keeping it like that. But dude, Gabe Velarde in the lineup. The kid is just absolutely tearing. What do you need him to do down there more? Look, this is the way that I look at it. Number one, next season he's not going to be able to play in the AHL because he's not old enough. So why are you just going to continue to let this kid stagnate in the juniors when he could be up with the big team with the big dogs, figuring out how to play in the NHL? I'm on that tip of we need to call him.
Before this season, I probably said it many times during the season, I'm not for it at all, but I'm in now.
Yeah.
At this point.
Coming into today, there was only one team that was in a playoff spot that had scored less goals than we have. So our goal scoring's got to pick up, and this guy's tearing it up.
He is. No, he's definitely tearing it up.
You got to try everything at your disposal.
All right, so speaking of more prospects, I believe last time we did the podcast, we touched on Cal Clay getting traded to the Moose Jaw Warriors from the Brandon Wheat Kings.
How's he doing over there?
10 points in 7 games.
All assists, right?
All assists, yes, but
still,
as a defenseman,
that's what you want.
He's a +9 in those games.
So that's coming at 5-5 too, then, dude. Because on power play you're not getting a plus at all. So that's coming at 5-on-5. So it is very promising for us in the next couple of years. Now, granted, +2. You got Jad, you got Jared Anderson Dolan. Starting to come up too.
He's
a little bits away though, right?
Probably like a year or two.
Okay.
The kid is talented.
It's just
size-wise,
if we have Velarde, Carter, and Kopitar as our centers, like, is there room for JD? Maybe 4C,
but that's what they're projecting him at, though. No, but that's what they're projecting him at, though, is a bottom 6C. More likely like a 3C, but at one point with.
But he can play the wing, right?
Yeah, you put him on the wing, be like.
At what point with at what point with Velarde and with Kopitar getting up, not Kopitar, but Carter getting up there in age, do you say, Velarde, you're going to be our 2C and Carter's going to be our right 2 right W?
I would say that's at least maybe 2-3 years away. Maybe the cop out answer. Maybe if this injury right now and Carter comes back and he clearly can't hack it at 2C, and we don't want to make a trade, from a position of weakness, we could. potentially
In theory,
Velarde,
run that.
In theory.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jared Anderson-Dolan, he's got 59 points in 48 games with the Spokane Chiefs. So, I mean, yeah, future
It's bright.
future's bright.
Oh, well, I mean, that's 3 prospects out of our whole farm system that's kind of tearing it up. I
But
mean,
that's like a nice core to
But
build
that's-
around.
It's brighter than it looked last year.
It's brighter than it.
It does.
Yes.
I mean, plus 2, I mean, if
I
Blake's
mean,
going
what
to...
was the year when we only had 4 draft picks because Blake made the cupboard bare 2 years ago?
No,
right?
Dean?
Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombardi.
I was going to say Blake, about Blake
had to
is...
play damage control.
If-
Getting that.
If we can find a way, I mean, if we can somehow find a way, like what you were talking about with, bringing Velarde up before Carter gets back, just to see what we have, and he tears it up, and we have our 3C at that point, and Gravel and Ledoux pick it up and can play what we need them to play, I believe that Blake's going to hold on to his first, man. I don't think Blake's going to be given away at first, because isn't this upcoming
No,
draft?
I
is
mean,
supposed
why
to be
would
deep,
you
right?
when we have the pieces here and we don't need to give up in assets? I mean, and all it would really do is burn a year off of Velarde's contract. But,
For veteran, presence or whatever. But I mean, you got the likes of like Dustin Brown, Anze Kopitar. I mean, even Drew Doughty is considered a veteran, but I mean, I think he's younger than me, man.
we got Scuderi for that veteran presence in 2016. How'd that work out for us?
Well, I mean, the Luke
deadline.
Shen, Rob Scuderi pairing was the best pairing I've ever seen in Kings history. It's slower than molasses. Oh
You
man.
had to go there.
They were moving in 2
worse
speeds,
than
slow and
Randy
stop.
Jones and whoever
Slow
he was
and
with.
stop. Oh, you're a fool.
Tell me I'm not.
Hey, Randy
You
Jones.
tell me it's not true.
No, I mean you're
It's
absolutely
pretty bad.
right though. I mean they were the slowest thing on ice since the Zamboni came out. I think the Zamboni was faster than them, to be really honest. That was a terrible pairing, dude. Wally loved it.
I mean, I said I maintain we should have played McBain the entire time, but that
I
was
think
falling
Wally
on
harped
deaf.
on that. I think Wally
That
could
was
probably
falling on deaf ears.
Wally could probably look back 2 years on Facebook and find all of his McBain posts. I can almost guarantee it.
If somebody should reach out to him in Syracuse and say, "There's 5 guys that still just bring him up all the time."
Mark him up.
You know he's in a folk band.
What?
Jamie McBain is in a folk band. I found that out from
I
I think.
didn't know folk was popular in Edina, Minnesota.
And, oh yeah, well I mean yeah, when you're on the mountains drinking moonshine and stuff, I mean that's all you could really do is just play guitar and sing about nature. But yeah, I learned that because of Patrick O'Neill. He like showed like a snippet from like Instagram of him playing with his band and singing and stuff. So I mean, I thought that was pretty interesting. Where shall we take it from there, boys? I mean,
Still trying to find this folk band.
yeah,
I was going to say, some potential trade deadline talk, but
sure, yeah. I mean, we could do it. I mean, let's just say for argument's sake, Ledoux doesn't cut it. You know what I mean? What do you? An interesting name that was thrown out there, and I mean, I would still kind of be down for it. Is Jason Demers? I mean, that's kind of under the radar.
yeah, it was funny because John Hoban actually touched on Jason Demers on NHL radio about a week ago or so, and I tweeted him about it, and then he kind of backtracked, which was weird because once he mentioned that, I kind of looked into Demers. I mean, man, his analytics on a really bad Coyotes team are really good, and he's he can still move the puck up the ice, and even on a bad team, he's still a really good defenseman. He's under contract 3 more years at $3.94 million. That's very reasonable for somebody who can ultimately potentially be that 2 RD to replace Voinov that we really haven't had yet. But again, a division rival,
Not going to cut
what's
us
it
any
going?
slack.
Well, they're not going to cut us slack. I mean, what are we going to have to give up when we potentially have Ledoux right there, and rather give up nothing? I'd rather give up nothing and play Ledoux. So even Mike Green, no way in hell I'd give up a first for
For
him.
Mike Green, no way.
Absolutely.
Maybe not even maybe a conditional third that becomes a second.
But wait a
Like
minute,
if we
Wally.
win the cup or something.
Okay, yeah. If we win the cup and it's a conditional, okay.
Wait a minute, guys. Wait,
Wait, what?
just wait a minute.
Okay.
He had to go in the All-Star game, Wally. He's definitely worth first.
So did Drew Doughty.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree.
Doesn't
with you.
everyone get a goal in
Anze
All-Star?
Kopitar didn't.
If you didn't know that he was a good player and you watched only the All-Star Weekend, you would wonder why that guy was there.
Dude, when I saw your comment like on our All-Star thread, and I saw that, dude, I literally spit out my drink. I was like, did this fool really just say this? Because it's absolutely true.
Well,
the skills
at
competition.
least we're not really judging him based on his skills in the All-Star, unlike some people. Michael.
Shouldn't have signed him, dude. We shouldn't have signed him. We should have just...
$10 million? Are you
10
nuts?
million, he's a bum.
Should have just let him walk, dude. We really should have let him walk, dude. I mean, that would have been like the smart play. But anywho, I digest.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. If we were to do nothing at the trade deadline and just have what we have now,
you'd be
maybe
good.
Call up Velarde. I mean, I think I'd be okay with it.
I think
That's
I
my
feel the same way
preference.
too.
I don't want to move any assets.
No, I don't want to move a first in this deep draft.
Definitely not a first.
Definitely not a first.
What if we can get something for like Clegg in a second, though? Because I mean, I know Robert's not sold on Clegg.
Clegg in a second. I'm maybe for like a Kane.
Yeah.
Someone like Green. I'm just
I don't
not
think
really.
that would get a Kane.
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, they're asking for 4 assets.
Yeah, they're not going to get 4 assets for Vander.
No, they're not.
But I mean,
You gotta shoot for the moon.
yeah,
you do.
Exactly.
You
You got to
gotta
shoot for the moon
ask
and
high.
then settle for some less. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Like Washington,
Kane.
D.C.
Washington.
Washington. So
I think we
Ask for
could
the
get
moon.
some. You know, maybe moving Clegg in the offseason. I mean, the more I think about it, the more it's like the best move you make is the one you don't make, and
Yeah.
that could be that could be the case.
so much promise, but
There's so much promise in our future that we could call up
yeah.
and not give up assets. So
It's all about what you prefer: unproven talent against proven talent. Are you willing to give that up?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of on the same boat with Robert. I'm not really 100% sold on Clegg just because when he plays against men, he doesn't look...
Maybe it's
we'll
knock
see.
off the puck a little
But
bit.
then again, okay, just going down the road, devil's advocate, and then we have to re-sign Doughty because let's face it, that's inevitable. We're not going to let him walk, and we have to probably give up either Martinez or maybe Muzzin, but probably Martinez.
More likely Martinez.
We're probably going to have Clegg come in and be
True.
he's not going to step in and be the number one guy.
No.
But
I mean, he's projected to be, what, like...
4,
yeah.
3-4 guy. And, if he comes in and replaces Martinez in a few years when we have to
when we
do
that,
that,
extra
then
little
maybe,
offense,
so we have another year to evaluate his talent and wait and see.
With that
so to
Doughty
speak.
contract kicking in a year and a half, I was looking at the numbers today, and I don't want to buy anyone, but at the same time, our window with this core might be a year and a half because when that Doughty contract
I
comes
think
in,
I'm
Muzzin,
gonna have to
Martinez,
agree with
Toffoli, one of those guys is probably going to have to leave.
It's probably
so
Pearson, man.
It
Pearson's
could be
probably
Pearson.
gonna
It could be Pearson, yeah.
But with this group,
I mean,
if
they're
you want to
already-
give it a go, maybe this is the year.
There's already rumblings about, like, Pearson for, like, Simmons, dude. Which, I mean, apparently...
Yes, I know. There's people who are speculating about that, but I mean,
It's a hockey
what
trade.
is Philly's incentive to do that trade? They have a bunch of skill forwards like Konechny, and they don't really, and Voracek. They don't really
The
have
speed?
I don't buy into it.
The speed?
I don't know.
They don't have the speed, dude. That's
Oh,
something that...
really? Travis Konechny? You're going to tell me he doesn't have speed?
Well, I mean, that's one guy.
We could have drafted him.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah.
I mean, Wayne Simmons isn't the fastest dude out there, but I mean, hey,
No.
if people are saying it's a hockey trade, and I can kind of see where it makes sense. I mean, if they're able to pull that off, I mean, Simmons with Kopitar would be nice, but then again, I mean, that's pure
we have somebody like similar to Simmons and Brown, and
But he's not
granted
like
we do have
Oh, we have
some-
Michael Mersch.
If
gifted
we're gonna make a
Michael
trade
Mersch.
with Philly, I think we try and do something with Gaborik and Laterra because two guys who have been healthy scratches now and
Oh, Terra can play center.
similar cap hits, and maybe Laterra could.
I mean, Laterra's like
How much
I
of
mean-
that do we have to eat though of Gavrik's?
I would
Probably half.
prefer to eat half and not have to give up a first round pick, but
I mean, Laterra's what a season removed from the STL line in St. Louis.
Very nice.
I mean, you have the
Yeah.
Schwartz, Tarasenko,
And then
Laterra.
they
I mean,
signed
he
him-
still has it.
they signed him to that contract after that 1 year, and it didn't really pan out, and then they traded him to Philly. So Philly has no real obligation to keep him, and they need some wingers. They're set down the middle. They got Giroux, they got Nolan Patrick, and
Sean Couturier.
And
The Toothless Wonder.
even Filppula, but
He doesn't have any more teeth.
they don't really have. I mean, other than Simmons and Voracek, who do they really have on the wing? I mean,
I can't even name another winger besides connecting.
oh,
Jordan
your
Wheel.
boy, Jordan
Wheel.
Wheel, who has 14 points in 40-something games. Yeah, real.
They're not using
Don't you
him
say
right.
that
like-
about him, Wally.
Yeah.
Don't you say that
It's
about
like
him.
Regina George would say, "Stop trying to make Wheel happen. He's never gonna happen."
No, dude. He's not playing in the right system. He's not playing in the right league.
So
okay?
yes. Anyway, if we're gonna if Hexy were gonna throw us a bone, I think it would be something to deal with Laterra for Gabrick, and
Well, we
it
can just
could
call
make
up
sense.
Lombardi with Philadelphia. Isn't Lombardi like a scout for him
He
or something?
probably is something like that.
He'll be like, yes, this is a smart move here.
This is a hockey trade.
Here, we'll trade you McDermott for Simmer. So I mean, like, I don't really. I mean, the only other thing that we can really target besides the 2 RD, if we absolutely have to do it, would be
And not good, Branson. By the way, no
Never.
hard pass,
Never.
please no.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Have
He
to
does
go
not
ahead
be
and
able
say
to.
that, too.
He can't really even move the puck.
The
Like,
only person that I would say, like, yes, because you would pair him with him, is, like, Muzzin, so Muzzin can flourish and open up. The only problem I have with, like, pairing Muzzin with, like, Ledoux is Muzzin has to turn into the shutdown guy. When Muzzin has a crazy wicked shot,
Yeah, as a clapper, yeah, for sure.
and he picks corners.
But still,
per day.
both those guys can move the puck, and I'm actually not really concerned about their defense. I really, like, top to bottom tonight, 1 through 6, I really, liked everybody on D. So
Yeah, no, I mean, they all look pretty stellar tonight, So, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm going to go along with you guys on that, man. I'd rather just stay pat for now and see, especially with Carter coming back. Once again, Carter was on the ice skating.
Carter
It
was
was
skating
magnificent.
Hey, the trade deadline's on my birthday this year, so
Once again, I was rock hard. I mean, watching Carter skate, dude. Was that Alex Jones that got into the league right now? I don't know, dude.
I don't know. Do you hear that?
I don't know.
Weird.
Is
I don't
Alex
know.
Jones out the window? I mean, just the prospect of like Carter coming back, man. Seeing the wind in his majestic blonde hair was just absolutely.
I liked. I was
Looked
watching the
alive,
pregame
yeah.
show tonight, and Jim Fox brought up that even his presence is kind of tells the players like, "Hey, you guys have hung in there, and he's getting close, and maybe gives them a little extra bump." And I never
can
thought of
see
that, but I really like that line of thought.
I could see that though.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the way they came out tonight, man.
Yeah,
Because guess who was skating in Dallas? Jeff Carter. The 3R, 3L.
3R, 3L. I'm going back to that. That's.
So I mean, I think that pretty much
it
wraps
does
it
work,
up, man.
and
I
you're
mean,
not
who
wrong,
Are we gonna,
Wally.
who are we going to call out? Let's end it on that. Who are we going to call out?
I'll call it Toffoli. He hasn't scored in a couple games. He played really well tonight, but he had
Yeah,
that
he
goal
missed
disallowed
that.
in Vancouver, and his. I checked the stats a lot, and his stats have been kind of
The flow's
stagnant for a little bit.
The flow's a no-go right now. I mean, I kind of agree with that, but that's not who I'm calling out. Who you calling out, Dave?
I don't know, man. You caught me on a weird one here. I guess who would I? Oh my god! I mean, if they were playing Gabrick, I'd call him out, but they're not even playing him, so there's that. Yeah, you caught me, dude. I didn't come prepared.
Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
What about you, Wally?
Oh, I'm calling out management and the coaching staff for not playing Ledoux this whole year and
there
playing
you go.
McDermott and
You came prepared.
the likes of him. It's like really even after a 20 game, even 25, it's like we knew what he is and we knew what he's not. But yet, we still didn't even play Ledoux, even though McDermott was waiver eligible, and it was just like, okay, come on. If Blake truly were in real, win now mode, then he would have made the adjustment. But he's here now, so he's doing that.
I am going to call out coaching and management as well.
Wow.
Reason being, I cannot believe it's taken them this long to transition Gabrick to the Water Boy. So long, dude. I can't believe it's taken this long.
I mean, what I don't get it though. He was. It was that Gabrick with Kempa and Toffoli line, and they were productive, and yet we changed from it. It's like Gabrick's one of those guys who is not going to be productive in a bottom 6 role, so you have to keep him in a top 6 role. But having said that, like Robert mentioned, I mean, Iafallo is just basically taking that role, and he's showed and he's earned those minutes.
It's called grit, Wally. Grit.
Well,
they need to put Andreev with Kempe and Toffoli.
But at the same time, it's like, Iafallo can fit in even if he's on the third line, whereas Gaborik can't. So to maximize the efficiency and, utilize everybody to their fullest abilities on this team, I think, Gaborik should be back up there with that.
I'm gonna say
I know you guys are going to disagree.
No. Cool. No, this is why I disagree. The reason why I disagree is I honestly believe Iafallo is kind of the key to Kopitar's success right now. And the reason being, not only does Iafallo hound the puck, but Iafallo also distributes the puck really well to Kopitar, which gets open or which, gets the puck and can drive to the net.
Well, they did score tonight, and that Brown was not on that, so not on that line. So I think he might be onto something.
I honestly think that he's driving Kopitar's success this season. That's what I think. Because if you pair Gaborik with Kopitar has to dish the puck to Gaborik for Gaborik to be successful. Gaborik's not a passer. I mean, I'm sure he can pass the puck, but
okay. So, what do you think? Maybe devil's advocate, put Gaborik up on the right wing with Kopitar and Iafallo next game.
You don't have Toffoli's not a big body, so
I'd be more open to that than dropping Iafallo. I mean,
he's sure.
Kopitar's going to retain the puck, but Iafallo gets it back and gets it to him, and I don't want to get him off there.
No,
I guess that adds a lot more speed to that top line too.
Sure,
it does.
Doesn't hurt.
He is faster and a better skater than either Brown or Toffoli.
But then where do you end up? You have Brown on the third line, where he's not going to produce there.
Dude, a light bulb just went off in my head. I think I know why Gaborik's banged up. Because he got fucking leveled in Calgary, dude. He got leveled.
He got leveled off
in the neutral zone, dude. Was it?
Was it Troy Brouwer?
I think so. I can't remember. I think it might have been.
I know that you're talking about. Yeah, it was definitely in the neutral zone. And he was just. It was just like
he deserved to get hit for how he was playing, though.
He really did.
Dude, he literally just skated. He saw him and literally just skated right into him.
So he was asking for it almost.
Yeah, I think he was, dude.
It's like, end me now, please.
I think
hit me hard enough to kill me.
You bring Gaborik in on the third line. You play him on the power play because he's top 3 in forwards on goals per 60 on the power play. I think so. He's productive there. Let him play 12 minutes in third line and
call it a day.
They were also saying that maybe since he's a little bit older, it's taken him longer to get back into hockey shape after these 5-day breaks that we keep having every other week.
Oh, I can see that.
And I'm kind of buying it.
I'm not.
You're drinking the juice, aren't you?
I'm not buying it.
Dude, he had a whole summer off and half a season and came back and was productive for 4 games and he just fell off. I don't know. I can't get behind that. I mean, he had a whole
I think that long term, though, I think we need to play him in a top 6 role so he increases his production and then we can try and trade him. Realistically, I don't see a trade until the off season, but
even then, I think it'd be pretty difficult to move that contract
without
eating 3/4 of it.
Well, the max we can
and
eat
not
is
give
half
a first
per CBA, but we'll see.
How about this?
How about it?
How about just call up Velarde and put him on there?
But how about we revisit?
Final decision.
Let's revisit this next Tuesday when we get together.
Okay.
We'll revisit this. Hopefully he's played a game or two. We can have a better opinion on whether or not he can continue to serve water to everybody else or actually play top 6 minutes.
What if he sucks at that too?
Serving water?
Yep.
I'm sure he does. He's made of glass, dude, so I'm sure the water's too
No,
heavy.
that would be good if you're made of glass. Then you're
this water's too cold. It hurts my hands.
All right.
So
I guess we'll go into Wally's picks.
Oh yeah, go.
Oh, here we go.
Tomorrow. I love over 6.5. It's going to be a shootout.
Slobber knocker.
Toronto versus the New York Islanders.
There you go.
Grayson net for the Isles. Yeah. Over 6.5. That's my pick.
It's going to be a by God slobber knocker. That's
that's my only pick. Hopefully Detroit beats the Sharks, but I'm not. It's going to be Aaron Dell, so I think Sharks win, but that's not my official pick. It's going to be the over 6.5.
Yeah. So, that's what you're going with?
Very nice.
All right, everybody. So just make sure to check us out on Grandstand Sports Network. You can find all of our articles, all of our podcasts on there. Also, too, if you don't follow us on Twitter, follow us at We Are LAHC. You can also find the Facebook group on Facebook. Search in We Are Los Angeles Hockey Club. We'd love to have you. Join in on the conversations. The game day threads have been getting up to about 500 comments each one, except for today.
And the group number, the community's getting bigger by the day.
And a lot more people are contributing, and we'd love to have you guys contribute with us.
Absolutely.
So this is Zach signing off.
And this is Wally.
This is Robert. Happy birthday, Tori Mitchell, by the way. Nice to see him get that birthday assist.
Oh, there it is. I didn't realize it was his birthday. And this is Dave.
Thanks again for listening, everybody. You guys have a great night.